So I got a little bit of a problem here I'm working on trying to fix. So I survived spinal cord injury almost 6 years ago now. And the thing is, with spinal cord injury, there's a little known thing that maybe you might not know about, because it's a little known, which is that the bladder stops working the best way normally after surviving spinal cord injury. So I'm working on trying to fix this. Now, I've had to develop my own strategy because nobody's really helped me very much as far as doctors and that sort of thing. So the strategy I've had to develop is trying to switch over to make sure that I can use my penis normally, properly, because I want my dick to work properly. I don't want to have all these catheter issues. So after surviving spinal cord injury, what they'll do is they will put a catheter tube up the urethra into your bladder, and there'll be a tube going in your dick. Now, this typically isn't great long term, because it will actually break down the skin on the side of your penis, and will actually kind of wear away your dick, and the hole of the tip of your dick can get extra large. I had a nurse actually tell me one time that the hole in someone's dick, that it ripped all the way down to their balls, so that doesn't sound very good. So now I don't want my dick ripped in half. So after that, I had that for a little while, and then I transitioned over to what's called a suprapubic catheter, where therefore the catheter is stuck in your stomach, so the tube goes straight in a hole into your bladder, like right below my belly button, so it goes straight in there. That way it's not destroying my dick. That's important. And so I switched to that because, once again, don't want any dick destruction, and at least not in a bad way. So therefore, currently I have that stuck into my bladder in the straight into the abdomen there. It's called suprapubic because it's above the pubic bone. Supra above pubic bone. Now, what other people would do if they got injured lower down their back and they had more hand function, because as you can see here, my hands, I can't use them perfectly. I can use them a little bit, but that's not enough to actually, do what I need to do here. So if people did have more hand function, what they would do is they'd use what's called an intermittent catheter or straight catheter, and that's a catheter tube that someone would put up their dick and for just like a minute, and then take it out. So they do that 4 to 6 times a day, or however much, depending on however much water they're drinking. So that's something I could be doing if I had more hand function here. And once again, not enough to actually hold the tube to stick it up my dick here, So I can try. Not gonna work yet. So now what I could do is try to have my helpers around the house, because I've got a bunch of girls helping me around the house, nursing students, nursing aides, assistants, whatever, that kind of stuff. I could try to have them help me do it. However, the problem with that is that I would need to have them be super reliable around the house to stick this tube up my dick. And currently I haven't had a reliable enough situation to have all these girls around my house to always be here to be able to stick this thing on my dick, like just for a minute, every 4 to 6 hours, whenever I need to piss. So therefore, if I didn't have somebody around to do that, my bladder would get super full. I would be feeling terrible. You get like hot flashes and whatnot, and it's bad for your kidneys because basically the urine can back up the ureters, back up to the kidneys, instead of going out the urethra. So therefore, I need to find a new solution. So I found that sometimes when I was in the shower and stuff, I would clamp the catheter off, take the bag off, and I would be able, if I drank a lot of water, I could pee myself in the bathroom, like in the shower. And I thought, wow, this is great. Like my dick works and my bladder works. That's good news, I can actually make it work somehow. And so I thought to myself, I thought, well, there's another way I could try to do it. So there's another device called a condom catheter, which is pretty straightforward, condom catheter. So it looks like just a condom that would go on my dick. And it's got a hole at the end that you attach the tube which goes down to the catheter bag on my leg. So with that, I could try to drink a lot and then make myself work properly. So that's now my new goal here. I just get the condom on my dick, down to the bag, and then try to make this work and basically force it to work. Now, the issue that I'm running into is something that's not really been done before to this extent. It's not really common practice for somebody with spinal cord injury to do this. For instance, I was talking to one of the groups of people with spinal cord injury that get together as a sort of support group thing to talk, exchange ideas and whatnot. I told them I was doing this, and they said, "Brendan, why would you do that? You have a suprapubic catheter. You have the gold standard in catheters. That's the best you can get." And I said, "The gold standard in catheter? I don't want the gold standard in catheter. I want my dick working properly again. Fuck that." So, they also said, "Brendan, it seems like you're going backwards. If you have the suprapubic catheter, then why would you put the common catheter on? It seems like you're going backwards to be, that it's you're going backwards away from the best catheter you can get." And I said, "Hell yeah, I'm going backwards all the way back to the day before I got hurt. I'm not staying like this. I want my dick working properly, bladder working properly, no problems, So that's my goal here. But sometimes I'm surrounded by people who are saying that I should just stay with this fucking tube in my bladder. Fuck that. That's what I say. I'm getting everything back. I'm fixing my life. Fuck all this. So after surviving spinal cord injury, there's a condition called detrusor dyssynergy. The overall condition is called neurogenic bladder, and the specific problem with the bladder is called detrusor dyssynergy, which means that basically your bladder is filled with urine, and your bladder is trying to squeeze to push the urine out the urethra, out my dick in my case, because I'm a guy. And the problem is that the door doesn't open up. The sphincter that controls the opening to going towards my dick doesn't open up. So for instance, it's like you're trying to squeeze a water balloon, but you're holding it shut and pinching the tip shut. So it's got nowhere to go. So in that situation, what happens is that it can back up and go back up the ureters, up to the kidneys. And that's the not desirable situation, because the ureters that come down to the bladder, it's kind of like a one-way valve. So it's not meant to go back up. So if you want to blow out the one-way valve by forcing the urine back up, it's not a good thing. And you can get kidney damage, infection, whatever, all that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to fix all this while taking that sort of stuff into account to make sure that I don't go into kidney failure, but at the same time, I get my dick back, my body functioning properly. So it's a difficult thing, but I'm going to do it. Now I got to go to church. So, see you soon.